today's agenda, I'm going to introduce you to Green Shades and myself. I'm going to cover a few different types of forms that we offer here, some of the upcoming deadlines, and then some of the things that we can provide to you at year end, such as forms. My name is Alicia Rocks. I'm the tax product manager here at Green Shades. I've been here since December of 2012. I started in our support department and I've moved my way up through the company, including our PTS representative, QA, and now the product manager of our tax products. We offer a complete solution for all of your needs, but what we're going to cover today is specific to your end. About Green Shades, we've been in the business for 20 years. Tax and compliance is what we have always done best. We recently started as experts in payroll solutions as well. We've already been great at tax and compliance, and so we wanted to offer a more robust solution for our clients to be able to support their employees in a healthy way. And also, now that we're all in a remote environment, a way to organize your employees that may be across the country and still get information into the system and out to your employees in a timely manner. This is our legal disclaimer. Anything said in this webinar is not intended to be any form of legal advice. I'm providing you some basic information on year end. If you do have anything specific to your company, we do have a partner, my HR counsel, who would be more than happy to provide legal advice for you. We can get you in touch with them if that is the case. So let's talk about the types of forms. W-2s, and you may also be familiar with W-3s. W-2s are the wage and tax statement that you provide to all of your employees at the end of the year. You may know this already, but the requirement is to be postmarked by January 31st. And when you use our employee portal, you have an opportunity to provide those forms electronically to your employees as well, if they have a way to get to those and print them out. You may also, as I mentioned, be familiar with a W-3. If you've ever filed your W-2s on paper, you would have had to include a W-3, which is the reconciliation or summary of all of the W-2 forms for your employees. When filing electronically, you only are required one submission, and it is an EFW2. That EFW2 includes the W2 information as well as the W3 information, and we send that off to the appropriate agency, and they will review that information in their system. W-4s. These are completed by your employees upon hire. These tell your payroll people what types of federal tax deductions to withhold from your employees' pay, as well. If you have a state W-4, you'll be able to communicate with your employees and payroll people regarding the state taxes as well. 1099s are a type of form that you provide to independent contractors, freelancers, anybody who may be self-employed but working, doing some work for you and your company. This is a way to document the compensation that you have provided to this employee or their business, or this individual or their business, and they will take that information and use that to file their own returns at the end of the year. Form 1099-C is a type of 1099 that we offer here as well. It is for non-employee compensation. This has been brought back in 2020 to pull out the non-employee compensation from another 1099 form. That was the 1099 MISC. And a 1099 NEC is only required to provide to an independent contractor or a freelancer if you have paid them more than $600. There's nothing saying that you cannot provide this form to them if you have paid them under $600, but you will get a notice if you paid them more than $600 and did not provide them one. The 1099 MISC is maybe the form you're a little more familiar with. This used to include the non-employee compensation. However, since pulling that off and creating the separate form, the 1099 NEC, the MISC only includes miscellaneous income. This also would be provided to any contractors who may have done independent work for you that would fall into that category. Forms 940 and 941. Form 940 is an annual federal unemployment tax act. It is the federal unemployment return that you would file at the end of the year to report all of the federal unemployment payments that you have made. Form 941 is the quarterly tax withholding report. This reports what you've withheld from your employees income, such as Social Security, income tax, Medicare. And these 941s, the 4 quarterly ones that you file, do have to match the end totals that you file at the end of the year on your W-2s. They will reconcile this information, and if the 2 types of forms do not match at the end of the year, you'll get a notice. And generally, the way people address those is they go back and review the information, maybe see if a 941 needed to be corrected at some point in the past. Perhaps they made an adjustment later in the year. And then once they tie that stuff out, they can address that notice. 1095B is a health coverage form. This goes along with the 1095C, also a health coverage form. These are forms provided to employees as a part of the ACA compliance. So let's cover some deadlines. It's important to file on time. One of the things I mentioned earlier is that it is a requirement to provide your employees a copy of their W-2 form by January 31st. Whether it is electronic and they choose to consent to that, or it is a paper form, either distributed by yourself or our Green Shades print and mail service. We just need to make sure that employees are able to receive that form on time so that they can file their personal income taxes by the deadline. The Taxpayer First Act allows for increased electronic filing of IRS forms, including the W-2. Back in 2022, if you sent more than 100 W-2s to the SSA, you were required to file them electronically. Going forward into 2023, that limit has actually been lowered to 10. So keep that in mind if you are looking future to 2024. We do anticipate that the next step in this will be to require all W-2s to be filed electronically. So if you haven't found a solution to file your W-2s electronically yet, talk to somebody here at Green Shades and we'd be happy to help. Another step in the Taxpayer First Act is to do with your 1099s. In 2022, if you sent in 100 or more 1099s to the IRS, you were required to file them electronically. The IRS has not yet updated their regulations, but proceed with caution going forward. If you are not yet filing your W-2s or 1099s electronically, this is something that your company is likely going to need to solve for in the coming years. Penalties are increasing for W-2s. You can see here the increase in the different types of forms if you're not able to provide your employees the appropriate form in a timely manner. So proceed with caution there as well. It's very easy to avoid this penalty just by ensuring that you leave yourself enough time to prepare your W-2s in January. When are 1099s due? Generally, the forms are also required to be to the recipients by January 31st. Filing must also be done usually in February. However, there are a few returns that can be filed on paper still that are due at the end of March. The 1099 NEC is a part of the requirements to have provided to the vendors by January 31st postmark date. Instructions are still in draft for a lot of our forms right now, so we don't have a ton of updates for you regarding the instructions for the coming year, but be sure to check back. We will definitely have that information available for you as it is available to us. So let's talk about Green Shades year-end forms. If you didn't know, Green Shades offers a print and mail service. We can provide your forms directly to your employees and contractors, or we could even pack and ship them directly to your company for you to distribute on your own. This is ERP agnostic. We do offer varying options to get your information into our system so that you can provide all of the necessary forms in a timely manner to the appropriate recipients. If you're ready to get started today, reach out to your contact over in our sales department. They'll be happy to get you set up with anything that you might need going into the new year. We can provide you with the paper for your forms. We can also provide you with print and mail service if you are not interested in printing them yourself. So be sure to reach out to somebody if there's anything that you need going into January and see how Green Shades can help. Also be sure to register for our year-end webinars. There's going to be a lot of great information coming in those. And be sure to look out for our ebook coming up. It'll provide you a lot of useful information for year-end. Thank you for your time today. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us and we'll be happy to get you any answers, provide you information for year-end if you need it.